That's good. It's guitar playing. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No. It's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swans. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Maluco, eu esqueci de pegar água. E eu desmontei bem quando o caminhão do lixo tá passando. Putz. Que fita, né? Vou deixar o maravilhoso som do caminhão de lixo passando e a musiquinha encantadora quando vou pegar água.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's best guitar. Okay. Probably needs tuning. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
Nossa, meu cabelo tá...
and her long blonde hair, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down.
Essa música é muito absurda.
Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
O caderninho.
She floated up and she floated down.
Daria.
Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Deixa eu copiar isso. Envia. Esqueci de fazer tudo antes de começar a live. Tá, meu caderninho. Onde é que tava as informações que eu tava pra baixo? Aqui. Eu tava tentando descobrir da última vez quem é que deu depoimento em qual dia. A da tatuagem.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Mano, a da tatuagem é com certeza a Rena. Eu acho que o bagulho pra descobrir é o café. Deixa eu arrumar as coisas aqui na mesa. Deixa eu arrumar espaço pra poder anotar direito. Puxar o teclado. Ecnógrafos. Mano, eu acho que o bagulho é o café.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Aqui tá com uma jarra de água.
I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and headed back.
Aqui ela tá bebendo uma água. Aqui ela pede café também.
About 8 years back. It was a present in itself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. Maybe they say you can have one cup.
Mas ela pediu um café.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
A de blusa azul tá tomando café.
Coffee, I guess. Milk and sugar. This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Mano, meio foda. Essa aí tá tomando café, mas essa aí é 100% certeza que é a Ivy. Meio foda é que a Rena nem sabia que a irmã tinha.
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. We used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Ai, o bagulho é que... Antes eu achava que era só uma mina com dupla personalidade. Mas aí aqui ela não tem a tatuagem. Uma tatuagem não aparece assim do nada e desaparece. Porque dia 25/6 ela tava com essa blusinha sem tatuagem. E aqui é dia 1/7. Aí ela tá com uma tatuagem. Ela fala que tem uns 8 anos. A tatuagem parece bem cicatrizada. Não parece uma tatuagem nova.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
É com 2 T's? É com 2 T's. Nossa, já clipe novo com tatuagem.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Eu acho que eu peguei 75% das... Não. Eu peguei um achievement de ter visto esse clipe.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings, so I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
Pera, o quê? Pera, o quê?
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings, so I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
Ah, tá, ela falou... Ela falou isso de um jeito meio simbólico. Tipo, ela não tem ligação com ninguém, então ela não existe. Mas achei muito suspeito.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He needs to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV.
O bagulho que a gente já sabe é que o Simon claramente tinha um rolo com as duas irmãs, ele só não via direito.
My tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Uma maçã e uma cobra. Tá.
So I moved out.
Tá, eu já vi esse clipe 2 vezes.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by my likeness. Guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to
Pera,
sit
que?
and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
O bagulho dele saber o nome dela pela tatuagem é porque a maçã e a cobra é. Tipo, ela seria a Eve, ela seria a Eva. Caiu de novo a porra da luz, vai ficar assim. Então ele adivinhou que o nome dela era Eve. Mas ele era casado. E ela já sabia quem ele era. Então quem tem a tatuagem é Eve. Mano, é Eve que tem a tatuagem.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Pera, o quê? Deixa eu tentar pesquisar other person. Tá, ele não. Mano, a Eve que tem a tatuagem. Eu tenho tantas perguntas.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Será que tem de tudo errado? Aqui ela tá tomando uma aguinha, aqui ela tá tomando um café.
body didn't look real. His throat looked like his throat had been cut. And Lindsay's glasses, there's these thick glasses. Doesn't always wear.
Aí vi que tem a tatuagem. Uma delas ficou com um bebê.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's Pandre. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work from here, though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Ela fica mexendo na aliança, isso é muito desconfortável.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Essa aqui fica sempre mexendo na aliança. Ela tá sempre... Pera, uma errada. Ela sempre fica mexendo na
I think
aliança.
it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff. That when we lived there, that the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Essa aí fica o tempo todo mexendo na aliança.
When she went home, Sam had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She knew. I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Puta que pariu.
No, Simon didn't play guitar. wasn't very musical. He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar. You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. How about a traditional ballad? Just the one that goes to it. There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind down.
Mano, é isso que eu tô achando muito esquisito.
Had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little
Mano, é Ivy primeiro.
oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swans. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Deixa eu pesquisar das cartas.
He has a wallet, a huge silly.
Como é que eu cheguei na segunda música, mano? Acho que é aqui que eu cheguei na segunda música. Não, aqui é a primeira. Não. Mano, como é que eu cheguei na segunda música? Acho que era Princess. Não, também não. Sister. Não, voltei pra minha música. Irmão. Príncipe. Também não. Mas deixa eu ver, aqui tem as cartas dos...
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince. And Mother Gothel is furious, so she
Eu
cuts off her
perdi
hair
a
and
segunda
throws-
parte da música.
Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with a prince who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Eu não sabia descrever Tora.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
Qual foi a do não queria que ela tivesse nome simétrico? Mas que palavra esquisita de escrever? Eu acho que eu escrevi errado ainda. Oh, porra. Vazou. Deixa eu ver do açúcar no café, se tem mais alguma coisa. Nossa, tem muita coisa do açúcar.
Cup of tea would be good, thanks. Just one
Café?
sugar.
Quer dizer, chá?
Just the one sugar. Thanks. Is that a camera recording?
Ela viu agora que tinha uma câmera.
Black no sugar. Thanks.
Dia primeiro ela pede café. Mas aqui ela tá bebendo chá. E aqui ela também tá bebendo café.
Black no sugar. Thanks.
É o mesmo pedido de café daqui, do dia 18. No dia 18 é com certeza Rena. Da peruca. Tá, eu já peguei tudo que eu tinha pra pegar. Mas deixa eu rever.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build.
Tá, aqui é do Simon, tanto faz do Simon.
I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes girls.
Será que o tempo todo era Eve? E não faz sentido. Aqui é o mesmo copinho. Ah, mas aqui é também o mesmo copinho.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Foda, viu?
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach. And I held her head under and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her.
Isso é muito bizarro.
But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
Isso é muito esquisito.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Tem muita coisa que não encaixa. E por que meteram os pais dela no meio do investimento, da investigação? Pegar até um follow. Mano, eu queria muito entender da onde surgiu o assunto dos pais dela ou delas. Eu não sei se é uma pessoa ou duas ainda. Eu ainda tenho dúvidas. Mano, eu tenho uma lista de palavras só pra pegar todos os vídeos, pra depois eu ver quem que é quem. Eu vou primeiro pegar os vídeos, depois eu tento entender o que tá acontecendo. Porque meia informação fica difícil mesmo. Vou seguir uma lista aqui, mano. Glacier, eu não sei nem o que é isso, mas...
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Azeda.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the glaziers. No, everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know.
Shirt. Nada.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away,
Tá, disso eu sabia.
so I took the car.
Ela foi pra Glasgow depois da treta deles.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess The Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone summoned you from the rock.
Tá, também nada de relevante. Stupid vai pra briga deles.
No. I was 15. Carl was older.
Que é Carl?
17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how
Quem é
much he
Carl?
behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex.
Muita
Did it in
informação.
church once. Stupid.
Bom dia.
So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad.
Carl.
Those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you. No?
Mano, quem é Carl?
Family.
Quem é Carl? Quem é Carl?
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
Não era 16? Vou ficar mudando a história, é foda.
Family. So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon. Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
Que?
That different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
Pera, em que momento isso virou pra incesto? Quando foi que isso
Hannah
aconteceu?
was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous. Didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went. Kept changing places in the toilet. We only had the one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Porra. É de fuder aí. Tá, isso é importante. Tá, eu não sei exatamente como é importante, mas é importante. Eu só vou adicionar, vou tirar a marca e vou adicionar. Depois, quando eu tiver algum senso, eu volto nisso aí. Bom, eu volto nisso e tento entender melhor.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. He said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Mano, e se esse tempo inteiro a Rena, que tem problema de ilusão, e não a Ivy? A Ivy só é muito direta. Opa. Tá difícil de escrever hoje.
A long time. We got married when I was 17. Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. When are you married, detective? When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
Tá, nada demais. Mano, tá muito difícil escrever hoje. Nossa.
Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that.
Ah, você nunca sabe, amiga.
No.
Você nunca sabe.
Bruce? Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen, and the chair slipped, and I kind of hit the door with my face. It hurt like hell.
Ou você não é burra assim, né, querida?
I mean, I don't know. Something must have happened to him on his way home. He could be hurt. I mean, why hasn't he phoned? I don't know.
Quando que acharam o corpo dele? Foi dia 27.
Hurt someone? Yes. But everyone thinks that from time to time, right? You just want to lash out.
Qual foi? Tá bom. Pub.
No, not drugs. I mean, he drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but he doesn't have any kind of drinking. God, I don't know. Could be anyone. Maybe someone follows him back from the pub. I want him to let them in. Doesn't make sense.
Acharam o corpo dia 27.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Você não quer fennel? Eu peguei algum achievement. Masterchef. Ok, vou continuar a lista. After.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
É muito difícil porque as histórias mudam cada vez que elas contam. Até do mesmo dia que elas contam a mesma história, elas mudam a história.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
Isso só é esquisito, eu não acho que seja relevante.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them.
Around. Porra, não consigo escrever. Eu tô copiando as palavras, não consigo escrever.
Sure, I think. I do all the bills and paperwork and handle all the money stuff, so it should be easy for me to find. Do you want them dropped off to you?
Achar o quê?
Yes, this is it. He made it himself. It's a special one-off. He made it. He decorated it. That's his thing. Where do you find it?
Mano, calma lá. Esse é o mesmo espelho que ela deu pras duas. Só que não faz sentido ele ter dado o espelho pras duas se ele não sabia que eram duas. E por que ele teria dado o mesmo espelho pras duas? Por que ele não teria feito um espelho diferente? Isso tá esquisito.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. When you're forced to put something into words, this gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
Eu lembro de mais alguém comentando de um diário.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous. Didn't want to share.
Não, não é isso.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible.
I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Não sei nem por que isso tá aí.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince. Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much? I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I knew it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's... I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Tá. Do chá, eu realmente achei esquisito o chá.
Could I have a cup of tea? Maybe a fresh cup of tea? Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down at the end of the road. I walked up to the house, I knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. And then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come to you. That enough?
Aqui, assim tatuagem pede chá.
A cup of tea would be good, thanks. Just one sugar. Okay.
Tá, é a mesma história que ela conta depois.
Maybe a fresh cup of tea?
Mas o foda é que eu anotei que dia 25 e dia 30 eram a Ivy que foi. Mas claramente não era a Ivy, porque ela não tem tatuagem aqui. Ela pediu chá dia 25 e dia 30. Puta que pariu. Eu já pesquisei isso da outra vez. Eu tô realmente tentando.
Okay, I'll try my best to remember.
Foi aí que ela contou a história.
I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning.
Eu estou com postura gamer, eu tô assim.
I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And Is there a bin?
Ela gorfou assim do nada. Tá, essa aí é que tá com o bebê. Essa aí é que tá com o filho. Teoricamente é a Ivy que tá no dia 27. Acho que eu já tinha pesquisado aniversário.
Yeah, I guess. I'm quite a private person and I didn't want to get into the detail of the argument. Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life? I mean, isn't that private?
Dia 30 e dia 25. Ela tava muito acuada. E a Ivy claramente não se importava nem um pouco de falar da vida sexual dela. E ela falou que a Rena era mais tímida. E eu já tava achando que não era a Rena aqui por causa da tatuagem. Porque a Ivy tem a tatuagem da maçã com a cobra. Então aqui é a Rena. E aqui também é a Rena. Foi os dias que ela pediu chá.
What about us?
Certo, já pesquisei. Friend.
No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
A história mais ou menos bate com a história que a Ivy contou depois. Só que ela só tava escondendo um pouquinho das informações. Um pouquinho. Ok. Eu não tinha pescado, morreu até agora.
1984. Wasn't all for you in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. The Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just... 1984.
Não, porra, eu cliquei no mesmo clipe.
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs.
Nossa, que jeito ruim de
It was an
morrer.
accident. I read the diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Que conveniente ela ter escorregado da escada. Mano, eu tô toda a live comendo. Puta que pariu. Não tem uma santa live que eu não tô comendo. That friend died guilty. Oh, puta que pariu. O bagulho é, eu peguei tudo errado.
At the time they said it was poison. Food poisoning. And I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I didn't.
Por que se sentiu culpada?
Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her.
Como o Simon se comportava diferente? Mano, imagina, eram realmente dois Simons. Mano, mas não faz sentido o Simon agir diferente com ela e com a outra, porque ele não sabia que eram duas pessoas diferentes. Como ele age diferente se ele não sabia que eram duas pessoas diferentes? Só por... Puta que pariu, minha luz caiu de novo. Não aguento mais colar essa luz. Eu passei 3 fitas ali, eu continuo caindo. Okay.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there. Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family, I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Isso é estranho. Ok. Nada.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once put my hand in the oven.
Conveniente.
Fingerprints. Yes, yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. Were the fingerprints in all those places? Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but is that possible?
Como eles vão confundir a sua digital com a dos seus pais?
Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking do it.
Eu só tava muito puta aí. De jeito nenhum que isso aí é a Rena. De jeito nenhum isso é a Rena. Mas não tem jeito disso ser a Rena.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question? No, it's okay. The other detective has just gone to get me. It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Por que ela teria falado plano de assassinato? Por que ela abriu
It's
assim?
fine to me, as long as it's black and strong, I'm good.
Ela gosta de café. Eu já tinha pesquisado no machucado.
The other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to put our hands to match.
Ow!
Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. But she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snapped a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronised anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
Esquisito, mas não relevante. Eu já pesquisei murder também. Claro que eu já pesquisei, deve ter sido uma das primeiras coisas que eu pesquisei. Digitei certo.
I wasn't in the house.
Interessante. Ótimo depoimento. Drove. Da viagem dela para Glasgow.
I think when I drove back it was about 8 or something. When I got back to the house house about 3. It's like I told you before, I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think for some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Mano, a pessoa que perdeu o bebê foi a Rena, mas foi anos atrás que ela perdeu o bebê. Quem tá com o bebê agora é a Ivy. Mano, é isso, fechou então, mas o que aconteceu com a Rena? Ela admitiu que ela tava trocando de lugar com a Rena. Ela admitiu que ela foi pra Glasgow. Quando ela voltou, ela encobriu o crime. E elas criaram um plano pra elas se safarem disso. Mas que fim deu a Rena? E o bebê é dela mesmo.
It was late, early Saturday morning.
Da hora. Era tarde, já era cedo da manhã. Então não era tarde, era cedo, caralho. Nossa, a palavra maior eu não pesquisei.
When you suspect someone of murdering their husband. Okay.
Nossa, uma mula.
So you want to eliminate me as a suspect?
Claro que sim, né, porra?
That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I'm in Glasgow, I can't be in 2 places at once.
Você pode. É porque 75% da database. Tá, vou continuar.
This is the 3rd day running you've called me in. I speak to Doug and Eleanor every day. They say you've been asking a lot of questions about me. Should I be worried? Am I a suspect?
No dia 2, ela fala que ela foi chamada 3 vezes. Sendo que ela já tinha ido uma cacetada de vezes. E antes, e tipo, no dia 2, a Ivy foi chamada 3 vezes. A Ivy foi chamada dia 27, dia 1º e dia 2. A Rena apareceu 3 vezes, a Ivy apareceu 4. E aqui ela fala, eu fui chamada 3 vezes. Isso, assim, assumindo que mesmo se a primeira ela fosse uma tecnicalidade, ela não tivesse sido chamada, porque ela foi voluntariamente lá pra delegacia, mesmo assim a Ivy teria sido chamada 3 vezes. Claro que caiu a fita de novo.
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
Ah, das cartas. A segunda parte da música.
Really? What's the rest?
Made a body of a doctor.
Isso é muito esquisito.
Wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by on a dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair on a dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows on the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows on the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone on the wind and rain. The sound could pierce a heart of stone on the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that Phil could play on the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that Phil could play on the
Esquisitaço.
dreadful wind and rain.
Quem foi o maluco que aplaudiu? Quem foi o maluco que aplaudiu? Window. Children. Já deve ter precisado disso. Claro que já. Sou burra, mas nem tanto.
Yes.
Eu pesquisei her story, não pesquisei
A
story.
beginning, a middle, and an end.
Também não tinha nada de interessante. Mano, eventualmente eu só ia sair pesquisando. Eu só ia sair botando um monte de palavra, então até melhor só pra não perder tempo.
I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
Isso é interessante. Child. Também já deve ter pesquisado. Nossa. Porra, não pesquisei. Nossa, eu sou uma mula.
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
Quem pesquisa children, mas não pesquisa child? Eu, claramente. Tem Mayuma no violão. Oh, não.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane. Ask the hospital.
Tá aí, né? Tem alguma coisa? Nada. Eu achava que ela virou 87 vezes. Aham. Deve ser dos pais aí. Essa deve ser a história dos pais. Só. que no quarto?
Okay.
O que tinha no quarto? O que tinha no quarto? Mano, a Rena tá sempre de cabelo preso, né? Deixa eu ver alguma coisa do dia 18 pra ver se ela também tá de cabelo preso. Dia 27. Dia 3. Não, tá, ela tava de cabelo solto aqui.
I sleep on the right side of the bed as you come in from the door. You can tell because I have 2 pillows and he just has 1. I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. And they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork from them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Esquisito. Nossa, tô muito torta. Tá, o cabelo eu já pesquisei. A peruca também já pesquisei. Garganta eu também já pesquisei. Sobrantinho. Porra, eu sabia que eles tinham tido um caso, mas não pesquisei.
Simon wasn't having an affair.
Tava assim.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon's dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing?
Fui.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Ela ficou meio esquisita falando isso, mas vou deixar passar. Vou deixar passar só porque eu acho que foi sem querer a Rena que matou ele mesmo.
No, Simon wasn't seeing another woman.
Elas tinham tanta certeza disso.
So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage.
Tá bom, tanto faz. Já pesquisei Prince. Ok.
Are you married? How is your sex life? No, you're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. You think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys.
Tá bom.
Well, there you go. How many please?
Ela virou o jogo, tá fazendo pergunta pra detetive, mano. Eu pesquisei isso já. Nossa.
No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon. Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life was easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. Do what you can.
Mano, se pá que a Ivy matou a Rena, tô pensando nisso. Nossa, que específico.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after miscarriage because of complications. Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. I think she was.
Eles falam. Ela tá falando da Rena no passado. Acho isso muito esquisito. Ela fala Rena was. Já não devo ter pesquisado that, mas. Yep.
That's all that matters really, the baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby. Rehearsed.
Nossa, bebê.
You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer.
Eu também achei que foi ensaiado.
Of course I thought about what happened there. It's all I thought about. My husband is dead.
As respostas estavam muito ensaiadas mesmo. Foi o que eu tinha falado antes. elas estavam dando a mesma resposta ensaiada, só que mudava um pontinho. Tipo, uma coisinha mudava.
Must think it's very cool that their dad is a police detective. I wouldn't say that. It could be passionate. It's just, it was more than that.
A polícia percebeu que eram duas pessoas. Tem umas palavras muito específicas que eu não tenho nem motivo de pesquisar.
He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone.
Porra, ainda do...
He wasn't that kind of guy.
Ainda do caso? Pô, levou o casamento tão a sério que não percebeu que eram duas minas.
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations.
Ela tá falando da Rena e qualquer coisa dela no passado.
Of future events and agreed rules to walk our way through them.
Eles dela tá sangrando?
Is that camera recording?
Acho que eu só tô louca.
If you put me on, you've been framed. I want the money.
É uns bagulho que não tem... É muito específico.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February. You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
Você tem um ponto.
I remember the ticket, of course. I paid it without telling Simon. Didn't want to get told off. And they put points on the license. Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that.
Eles podem prender aí por umas 5 ou 6 coisas, mas tudo tá tranquilo.
And the hotel said he was there? Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room. Had a great view of the river. Little church bells. Like you said, we were very romantic.
De jeito nenhum ela que foi pra essa viagem.
That was the only question I failed. The lie detector works.
Ela falhou na questão.
That was the only question I failed. The lie detector works.
Ela admite que ela não era rena, mano. Que ela falhou o nome dela.
My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Mano, toda a história que ela tava falando era verdade. Menos o nome dela. Aqui no final. No último dia que ela tava com essa roupinha aqui, tudo que ela falou, se pá, era verdade. Porque depois do teste, ela falou, a única mentira que eu contei foi meu nome. Puta, funciona então, né? Que ela é Eve. Eu já sabia que ela era Eve há muito tempo. Nossa, eu não pesquisei umas palavras muito
I don't see
óbvias.
how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. We've spoken with the hospital.
No plot twist, eu sou a filha da detetive. Quem foi presa?
This is a nicer room. Is this where you take people when it's time to arrest them? Yes. No, lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Que tal obstrução de evidência?
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Ela já falou mais de uma vez que ela não existe. Eu tô achando isso meio... Fonte, vozes da minha cabeça. Como assim você não existe? Ela tem uns problemas
Yes.
sérios, né?
I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
Ela tem algum tipo de ilusão.
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test. I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? Sorry. Yeah, I get it. Yes.
Sim, o quê? Porra.
Yes.
Seria muito mais interessante se eu soubesse essas perguntas.
Yes. Yes.
Seria muito mais maneiro se eu soubesse que pergunta que eles fizeram. Porra, o que ela admitiu? O que ela negou?
No.
Mas aparentemente ela não falou a verdade.
No.
Tá bom.
I can take the stuff off now. Did I prove I'm innocent? After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
Era o quê?
After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
Tá. Tá.
I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one.
Semergir.
One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
É, não é bem assim que a vida acontece, não.
I told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
Provavelmente do filho. Ups.
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Ai. Nossa, pesquisar do véu. Pra quê?
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before. No. No, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
Quando ele morreu ou quando eles transaram?
Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
Mais uma conquista oculta. Que é a conquista do joguinho que eu até agora não consegui.
I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted. I didn't. I slept in the car. I left about 9 that night. I wasn't there.
Provavelmente perguntaram do assassinato.
I guess I've just been waiting to hear from you, hear from my husband.
Rua de trem. Caralho. Eu peguei todos os vídeos e mesmo assim não faz sentido. Pra que isso? Quando apareceu aquele negocinho pra clicar aqui, falava: ah, você entendeu o que aconteceu? Você entendeu por que a sua mãe fez o que ela fez? A mãe, teoricamente, é a Eve. Mas o que rolou com a Rena? Que ela do nada começou a falar da Rena no passado, como se tipo. E aí ela falava: ah, eu não existo. Tipo, pode muito bem ser dupla personalidade. Só que tem uma tatuagem que não encaixa. Tatuagem não desaparece assim do nada. Quando eu vou pensando sobre a minha vida, eu vou jogar o joguinho. A única coisa que não bate na história inteira é que fim deu a Rena. Porque a última vez que a Rena apareceu foi no dia 30. A Rena apareceu no dia 18, no dia 25 e no dia 30. E depois, nos últimos 3 depoimentos, ela não foi mais falar nada. E a Eve começou a falar da Rena toda vez no passado. Tipo, pode ser porque foram histórias que aconteceram antes, pode ser. Mas parece que alguma coisa aconteceu com a Rena. E também a história dos pais ter aparecido assim do nada foi muito esquisito. Tipo, o que a morte dos pais delas tem a ver com a investigação do assassinato do Simon? E não teria motivo pra ela ter confessado assim todo o esquema, a menos que alguma coisa tivesse acontecido com a com a Rena. porque ela sempre falava que a família é o bagulho mais importante. E aí ela entregar a irmã assim, tipo, não bate. A menos que a Rena tivesse morrido por alguma coisa. Tipo, se pá, ela se matou por causa do Simon, algum bagulho desses. Mas ninguém mencionou nada, e isso que eu achei estranho. E claramente esse é o tipo de jogo que não vai explicar o final. Tipo, não vai ter uma explicação. Você vai ter que descobrir o que aconteceu. E eu tenho todas as informações que eu poderia ter. Eu sei toda a história. Eu só não sei o que aconteceu. Isso é um bagulho que eu achei genial. Porque, tipo, você sabe, você consegue pegar toda a história e ainda assim não entender nada do que aconteceu. As pessoas que fizeram esse jogo são realmente geniais. Eu acho que eu entendi o que aconteceu. Mas, tipo, eu posso estar completamente errada. Tipo, eu posso ter trocado completamente as pessoas, sabe? Tipo, tem um leque de possibilidades. E, obviamente, se são possibilidades, todas elas são possíveis. Mas qual, qual será que é a mais provável? E será que a mais provável é realmente a que aconteceu? Porque a vida nem sempre é a mais provável, sabe? E essa história delas terem sido separadas quando elas eram pequenas, tipo, pra mim parece muito mais que foi um bagulho que a Rena criou na cabeça dela. Ela criou uma segunda personalidade. Ai, porra! Nossa, eu tava indo tão bem. Ah, não! Eu cheguei tão longe, eu tava copiando as jogadas, eu errei. Hum, por que eu tenho que ser tão burra? Nossa, mano, olha isso, tava tão no finalzinho. Eu desisto daquela fita. Só vou clicar em qualquer coisa pra acabar logo. Nossa. Ah não, começou errado. Vou fechar o jogo e abrir pra ver se começa certo. Por que sempre abre torto? Ok. Pera aí. Só pra ter certeza. Ok. Aqui já começou a ficar difícil demais pra mim. Eu tenho que ficar pausando pra seguir. Eu parei de prestar atenção no jogo por 2 segundos pra continuar minha linha de raciocínio. E aí, agora eu não lembro nem a minha linha de raciocínio. E eu perdi o jogo, vou ter que começar tudo de novo. Eu acho que o plot twist final foi que eu sou filho do detetive, tá ligado? O detetive teve um filho com a Rena. E aí. E aí eu tô vendo a database pra saber o passado da minha mãe. Porque minha mãe tá morta. Ela se matou. Essa é a história que faz completo mais sentido. É uma história muito mais maneira do que a história que tá rolando. Eu ia começar outro jogo ainda hoje, mas isso demorou muito mais do que eu achei que ia demorar. E o jogo que eu peguei parece ser muito longo e muito cansativo. Porque é outro jogo de ficar investigando e pensando nas coisas. E eu tenho que terminar a Amnesia também, né? Que eu fiquei presa e eu desisti do jogo. Não, é aqui. 2, aqui. Eu tô num ponto que eu só quero conseguir vencer esse joguinho. Nossa, a música tá muito alta no meu ouvido. Parece que a música tá gritando comigo por ser burra. Eu já dei as minhas considerações finais do que eu acho que rolou no jogo. Não tem mais muito o que falar. É. Tudo que eu faço por um achievement, mano. Ainda tem uma que eu não peguei. Uma conquista oculta restante. Um, dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis, sete, oito, nove, dez, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Porra, tem 12 aqui. Se pá, só fechar o jogo que eu pego pra última conquista? Quita. Não, tá bom. Tem uma conquista oculta que eu não consigo pegar, porque eu não sei qual que é. Para todos os próximos funcionários, transferiram os vídeos de 1999. Ninguém encostou neles desde então. Não consegui achar o servidor com as gravações do detetive. Possivelmente elas foram estragadas quando os arquivos antigos foram afundados em 97, mas imaginei que seria suficiente. Tá no seu tempo, SB. Por que eles me deram isso? Tipo, por que eu tô tendo acesso a isso? Um, dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Esses três aqui. Esses três aqui. Esses três aqui. Tem uma conquista que é tão oculta que ninguém sabe como que pega. Admin underline. Porra. Conta desbloqueada. Ah, mano. Tá bom. Resta a pergunta: por que eu tô tendo acesso a isso? Her story. Nossa. Explicação. Ah, se pá, eu não quero ver explicação. Eu quero largar o jogo do jeito que eu do jeito que eu imaginei ele. Eu não quero estragar a experiência vendo uma explicação do jogo. Isso é completamente zerado. Nice demais. Eu não tô com pique pra jogar. Porque eu tenho 3 jogos aqui pra jogar. E os 3 são meio demais. Apaga, apaga, pelo amor de Deus. Então fica pra Deus. Tem alguém no live pra eu dar? Só fechar a live mesmo. A única coisa que me deixou meio foi o final, ela falando, porque eu não existo. Como vocês vão me prender se eu não existo? Tipo, mano, sério mesmo? É isso. Eu também não existo. Mano, na live não dá pra ver que meu cabelo tá roxo. Parece que meu cabelo tá cinza, meu cabelo tá roxo. Eu pintei ontem, por isso que não teve live. Eu tava pintando meu cabelo, eu fiquei pintando, demorou tanto que eu... Que a hora que eu fui ver já era tipo umas 10 da noite. Eu falei, mano, eu não vou abrir live agora. Enfim. Vai ter que ficar uma live de 2 horas mesmo. E amanhã eu posso excluir do Among Us também. E amanhã, se pá, vou fazer live falando da sessão do RPG.